Scorpio, born October 23rd to November 21st, what can you expect for the month of August 2016? Let's tune in and find out. Well, there's a real like heart-opening energy here. It feels like you guys are like in a good place. It feels like you've gone through a lot. You know, it feels like there have been a lot of changes for you in this last year. And whether you've broken up relationships and moved on with your life, or whether you've lost somebody close to you that you love, there feels like there's been this renewal now where you've come back around, where great things have been happening for you. New people have been coming back into your life. You know, relationships have been healed. New babies have been born. You know, there's been marriages. So like all these like great, incredible, you know, new career moves, like all these great things that have happened for you. And I just feel August is just a continue like a focused path where you're just like you're in the trenches. You know what you're doing. You know what you need to do. And there's just a forward movement, but it's not like it doesn't feel like there's a lot of effort to it. You know, I feel like you've put in a lot of the effort, and now it feels like this, you know, you're in the flow. So it feels really good. So let's look, Scorpios, for those of you that are romantically connected, what can happen for you for the month of August, for you and your partner. Well, there's going to be a continuing of, it feels like some new roles are emerging, and new roles in the dynamics of the relationship and the way in which you interact with each other, and kind of having heart to hearts about what works for you and what works for me. And sometimes that's a little painful to come at. You know, sometimes, you know, when we're expanding our relationship, there can be some challenges. And whether you're newly married, or you've just retired, or you know, you're still working and your husband's not, or you know, all these changing dynamics, and maybe you've changed roles because now you're the breadwinner and they're home with the kids, or vice versa. It just feels like there's been some dynamics that have changed. And so each of you need to get what you need out of the relationship, while supporting the whole of the two of you. And that can be a little bit, you know, initially challenging to see what works, and we'll try it your way. Okay, that doesn't work. Let's try it my way. Well, that doesn't work. Now we've got to, you know, find a third solution. So it's just a process. And some of it could also be with the help that you're hiring, you know, or the people that you have around you that are causing problems in your relationships. It could be that you have older children that have come home and moved in with you, and now they're the source of your problems. And, you know, they get between the two of you, and the two of you are at odds because of their input, or the way in which you go about helping them. So there's a lot of different kind of variables that are happening, and it just feels like some of these external variables are getting in the way of your relationship. The good news is I feel you're able to work these out. I feel that it's just part of the natural growth of a relationship, and I feel like that you guys are going to be able to really hear your partner this month. So resist the temptation to make them wrong, or resist the temptation to already figure out in your mind, like, oh, I know where they're going with this. Oh, I know what they're going to say. Oh, I know, like, I knew it. I knew you would say that, right? You don't want to go there. What you want to do is be surprised, right? You want to step back and you want to go, maybe I'm going to be wrong. Maybe it's going to be something else. And if they still tell you what you thought you were going to hear, don't say that. Instead, stop and go, what's a different response from me? How can I respond differently? Because the universe is going to give you some additional tools to work with. There may be some books or literature, or a new therapist, or a new weekend retreat, or something that you guys can find that actually brings your relationship back together and heals it and expands it simultaneously. So so this month is really working on the next level of love in your relationship, and you guys can get there, and it can be really great and really sweet and really successful. So just kind of like fight through, you know, within yourself, those temptations to lash out at your partner, and just be calmer and have this communication. And I really feel like you guys are going to come through this month just stronger than ever, more committed to one another than ever, and really happy. So just know that there's a little bit of like going on in the relationship, where there will be an adjustment, but you can get through it. It's going to be really lovely. Okay, so for those of you that are single looking for romance, And I know you're probably going, why would I want romance after that? You do. We all do, right? Okay, well, most of us do. So let's see, for those of you that are single and want a relationship, let's see what's in store for you this month. So if you want it, there's some opportunity after, there's a new moon, August 2nd in Leo, and it feels like you can plant the seeds around that new moon, and that's just by socializing and getting out and, and being flirtatious and having fun. And we already know that, Scorpios are such beautiful sexual beings that it's very easy for you to fall in love, and it's very easy for you to be able to give, sexually, or to be able to receive sexually. So there's an opportunity to sort of restrict, to kind of like hold back and get to know the person first. So again, there's this same energy that you're being asked to work your energy differently within inside of yourself, right? So if you want to create a relationship, a long-lasting relationship, romantically, what has to be different? You have to be different, right? So for you to be different, you'll create a different dynamic, and then you'll have a long-term relationship. So resist the temptation to give all. Resist the temptation to give way to your sexual energy or your sexual fantasies when you first meet somebody, and slow it down. Slow it down. Make them earn it. Make them lean into you and show you that they're interested, because you guys can be so aggressive and so powerful, and that's very titillating, but it doesn't always work, right? So lean back a little bit this month, and I see that you're going to see somebody coming like right over the top to get you. If you, wow, my whole throat closed up because it freaks you out not to be in control. Wow, and some of you guys have got a lot of sinus stuff going on. My throat is draining since I started talking to you. So, all right, and sinuses have to do with anger. So some of you may need to do some healing around past relationships, and it's being stimulated in the sinus cavity. So, and in the throat chakra, things that you haven't processed. So if you know you've got ill feelings or bad feelings about previous relationships, you want to get after that, work it out, go to therapy, call me, whatever. I do all that sort of work too. So just work on that and move through it, okay? Because you can have love here very quick, right around the full moon. The full moon's August 16th in Aquarius. I love this moon for you guys. It's very energetic. It's very sexual. It's very full. But like I said, I only like this if you guys are willing to kind of like lean back and not go full throttle. If you go full throttle, you're going to run right over, whoever this is. And you won't be as attractive to them because they want to pursue, this individual is wanting to pursue you. So lean back and allow it to happen. That sounded okay. All right. So let's move on. So just suffice to say, it can be a good month. Let's look at your career and money for you Scorpios. Well, career, you guys are so dialed in. Like you, there's a timing thing here, and you really know, like you just, like your brains are like little engineers. Like you just know what to do and how to do it, and there's this real focused energy, and at the same time, a lot of you have a huge ability to co-create and to be able to manifest what you want. Like when you guys put your heart and soul into something, it's very focused, and it can be super, super intense. So in this month, there's a great opportunity for you to make some big inroads with what you want to have happen, and even contracts put in front of you towards the end of the month. So if you're going after something, whether it's buying and selling a company, whether it's, getting a job, really put your heart and soul towards it, and it can manifest for you. All right. So just believe it, talk to people, present yourself the right way. And do your homework, do your research about the company, because they'll be impressed. You guys are so smart, and you're very intuitive. You're very intuitive. So you really know when to strike. You really know when to speak up. You really know when to hold back. All right. So there's huge career opportunity movement for you this month. And some of you who may have just been kind of like going along and being the entrepreneur here or there may be an opportunity for you to be able to create your own business again in something different or something new that you haven't tried before that's like super interesting. It may even be a partnership with like a best friend or a girlfriend that, you know, comes to you with this idea and wants you to help or participate. So there's an opportunity even to get in bed with, you know, with some friends and do some things with them too. So a real opportunity for you to be able to look and see, wow, you know, I've got the money, they've got, you know, the idea, or vice versa. So it feels like there's a good opportunity for a partnership at the end of the month. Now, anything else about your money that you should be aware of for Scorpios? Some of you guys have some insecurity issues about money that you should have not be afraid of. And whether that's fear of being taken advantage of or fear of being used, and maybe because you have experience with that, some of that fear may be coming up again also around that middle of the month, and I can feel it deep in the pit of your chest. So just be aware, right? You know, listen, vet somebody, right? If you're hiring somebody, vet them, you know, do a background check, you know, call all their references, you know. So if you're going into business with somebody, do the same thing. You know, if you're about to set up shop or you're about to rent a house and you're not sure whether or not that particular person is being honest, that whether or not they even own the house and they're just not scamming you, you know, vet it. You know, go to a real estate attorney, go to a title company, see who owns title. You know, there's the ways, you know, if they're a mortgage company, you know, that has the mortgage, ask them for the mortgage company, who they pay their loan to. You just want to know if it's current, right? You just, you know, can't be too easy. And if they go away, guess what? Your instincts were probably right and they were probably going to scam you. So if there's something that feels the slightest bit off, do not sweep it under the rug, because there may be something mid-month, early in the month, where somebody tries to pull something over you or tries to slide something by you, and you guys, nothing gets by you. If you're paying attention, you're like, your instincts, if you know, you're right there. You'll see it and you'll know it, okay? So just be aware there may be somebody who tries to slide something by you in the area of money or tries to pull something over on you. Just when that feeling comes up, trust it, follow through, and then you'll be able to deal with it. Now, if you have a history of being more paranoid and that doesn't happen, that's not normally the case, then make sure that you go and you just heal that part of yourself and really take care of it so you can really get your instincts on target. And that's a lot of work that I do with people like that. It can be handled. And just going back to the story, the conversation, shifting and adjusting it and really creating new and empowering things around it. And so if you have an issue like that, let me know and we can actually work it out. All right, let's look and see about your health for Scorpios. Okay, we touched on initially the sinuses, and some of you may have, you know, had some bouts with viruses, and my ears are a little scratchy too, and my eyes are scratchy, so you may have just been coming over a cold or some flu or viruses or just that overall rundown feeling. I do feel like this month you're going to get the right nutrients inside of you. You'll be back in the saddle. You'll be able to connect with the right healers that help you, the right doctors, physicians. So it really does feel good. And for some of you that have medical mysteries happening, I really think towards the end of the month you're going to be getting some insight on that too. So all in all, moving in the right direction for health. And is there anything unexpected for Scorpios this month? Let's check in about that. Yeah, there may be even where you get wind of somebody doing something that's not kosher, that's you know, some impropriety that you may discover about somebody else, and may want to go and protect that person. So the mama bear in you may come up and go, wait a second, look what they're doing to my kid, or look what they're doing to my best friend, or look what they're doing to this company. So it could be even at a global level where you get an understanding of something that's going on. You get wind of something and go stop it, right? So I don't have to tell Scorpios to act on things like that, because you guys are the first one there to pick up the sword and, and knock it off, which I love about Scorpios. So so there may be something unexpected where you step in and actually go to protect somebody else. All right. So just be aware of that. Don't look for it. Here, I don't want you guys being all paranoid. Where is it at? Who's trying to get me? Who am I trying to get? You guys have strong instincts, okay? You do. And all you do is you just go through your life, and this month is the same way. You just put your focus on what it is that you're supposed to be doing that makes you happy. If you have some healing that needs to be done, work on that. And just know these other things that I'm talking about, you don't have to look for them. If it's in your life, you're gonna feel it. It's an instinct. It's just going to show up. I don't want anybody to worry about these things. Worrying is a different energy, and it messes with your intuition. And when you start to worry about something, we start to become paranoid. We start to and it pulls us out of our root, out of our intuitive connection with that. And now we're off base. And not only on top of that, now we're looking for bad things, right? And where our thoughts go is how we create our reality. So that's the self-perpetuation of oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, right? And then all of a sudden you start, making up these little things, and then pretty soon there's a little bit of grain of truth, and you've blown up the whole thing. You've blown it way out of proportion. So just stop right there. I share this information with you because it's important that you know that you've got these strong instincts. And it's important just to know that when something comes across your path, just be on alert. And so we're just planted a seed in the subconscious that says, listen, in this month, there's the potential of these two things. It doesn't mean it's actually going to happen, which is why I don't want you all paranoid looking for it. But if it crosses your path, pay attention in that moment. Don't go looking for it, right? Just pay attention. So if something comes up, you'll know it's going to get your attention. All right. So we're clear, because I want to make sure you guys have an amazing month, and that I'm not contributing to any drama out there. That's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in you being able to stop the drama. And that's just calling attention to your own ability to receive information, to have knowledge, and then to be able to step forward and stop it. All right. Have an amazing month, you guys. You're incredible beings. I'm so excited for you. Scorpios are so powerful, and there's such a great month here for you to heal. Oh, one last thing I do want to touch on. August 30th, our friend little planet Mercury goes retrograde again for 3 weeks till September 21st. So remember, we never want to buy anything new, and we never want to start new relationships, right? Because generally you can't see what's going on in them, and you don't want to sign on the dotted line anything during that 3-week period either. So, but it's always a great time to get back in bed with people that you have known in the past. So if you used to work with somebody 4 years ago and they come back into your life, or you're scheduled to start work with them September 1st, don't freak out. Go, that's right. That's perfect, because the universe is bringing that back into my life again. Okay, so it's just be aware that energy is happening. So if you need to make any big purchases, you want to make them this month before the end of the month. Generally saying 2 or 3 days before the August 30th. So make your last final purchases around August 27th if you have to get something big. Right? And then the same with contracts. We tend to not want to sign contracts during that time. But of course, here's the other thing. If it's to sell your house, by all means, sell the contract, sign it, sell it, right? Because during that period, most people then have blinders on and they can't really see everything. So it's a really good thing then if your house gets sold, or your condo gets sold, or your car gets sold, because people don't really see everything that's going on. We're a little bit blinded. So the good news is, one other thing is, communication also gets a little hairy, and our electronics can go a little screwy. So don't worry about it. We'll talk about it more next month on September 1st. But just wanted to point that out to you that that was coming so that you can, protect yourself early on. All right, you guys, have an amazing month. I look forward to connecting with you again next month. And if you like my intuitive astrology, please click like, share it with your friends, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon.